Hold on tight, because you're about to witness a defensive masterclass. The Pittsburgh Steelers, after facing some serious criticism, just delivered a stunning 27-20 victory against the Indianapolis Colts on November 2nd, 2025, and it was all thanks to their defense turning back the clock. But here's where it gets controversial. Was it all Steelers' brilliance, or did Colts quarterback Daniel Jones simply hand them the game? Let's dive in. Pittsburgh's defense, often lauded as one of the NFL's best and most expensive, silenced their doubters with a performance that felt like a throwback to the franchise's glory days. They relentlessly pressured Daniel Jones, forcing him into a staggering 6 turnovers. For the Colts, who came into the game leading the AFC, it was a nightmare scenario. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. When the Steelers' defense is firing on all cylinders, they can unleash a brand of chaos that few teams can withstand. Coming off back-to-back losses against the Bengals and Packers, where their defense was thoroughly exposed, the Steelers needed a response, and they delivered in spades. They rattled Jones, forcing the kinds of mistakes that had been uncharacteristic of his play during the Colts' impressive start to the season. Jones threw 3 interceptions and fumbled twice, one of which was a strip sack by Steelers superstar outside linebacker T.J. Watt in the second quarter. And this is the part most people miss. That one play seemed to completely ignite the Steelers, snapping them out of their month-long slump. The Steelers, now 5-3, broke their 2-game losing streak and, crucially, remained the only team above 500 in the surprisingly weak AFC North as they reached the season's halfway point. One of the most important things was just pinning our ears back and playing physical football, Watt explained, highlighting the team's renewed commitment to aggressive play. Defensive end Cam Heyward, known for his leadership, admitted the team lacked fight in their previous game against the Packers. This time, however, they responded with an inspired performance, recapturing the menacing aura that defined their strong 4-1 start. A start that was beginning to feel like a distant memory. I thought there was fight from the entire group, Heyward emphasized. It's just collectively we all have to be responsible. We've got to play with a lot of energy, and I love the energy we showed today. The Steelers capitalized on the Colts' errors, converting 3 of the turnovers into touchdowns. They unleashed a 24-point scoring spree, transforming an early 7-point deficit into a commanding 17-point lead that they never relinquished. As Steelers coach Mike Tomlin so eloquently put it, it's a fine line between drinking wine and squashing grapes. Pittsburgh had been on the wrong side of that line recently, and the pressure was mounting. They delivered a vintage performance in front of a roaring Acrisure Stadium crowd, which included alumni from the 2005 Super Bowl winning team, celebrating the 20th anniversary of their 5th championship. The presence of these legends clearly had an impact. They was amped up, said Steelers cornerback Joey Porter Jr., whose father, Joey Porter Sr., was a fearsome linebacker on that 2005 team. They just gave everybody juice and had us filled up. Even though it took some time for the Steelers' defense to fully ignite, the turning point arrived in the second quarter. Down by a touchdown, and with the Colts driving, Watt exploded around the edge, stripping the ball from Jones's grasp and recovering the fumble himself. That's an A++ player, Porter Jr. said of Watt, and he made an A++ play when we needed it. That fumble recovery led to the first of Jaylen Warren's 2 touchdown runs. On the very next defensive series, Jones threw a risky pass that landed directly in the hands of Steelers linebacker Peyton Wilson, who returned it 17 yards. 2 plays later, quarterback Aaron Rodgers, yes, that Aaron Rodgers, now in Pittsburgh, connected with tight end Pat Freiermuth for a 12-yard touchdown, giving the Steelers the lead for good. Rodgers finished the game with 25 completions on 35 attempts for 203 yards and 1 touchdown. While the Steelers' offense only managed 225 total yards, it proved to be enough. Ultimately, the Steelers didn't need Rodgers to light up the scoreboard. They just needed him to be efficient on a day when the defense rediscovered its knack for forcing turnovers. Danny's demise. A closer look at Jones' struggles. While Jones completed 31 of 50 passes for 342 yards, with 1 passing and 1 rushing touchdown. His 3 interceptions matched his season total before this game. He also struggled to hold on to the ball under constant pressure, getting sacked 5 times. Colts coach Shane Steichen defended Jones, noting that 2 of the interceptions were tipped. However, Jones himself acknowledged the need to get the ball out quicker when facing a relentless pass rush like Pittsburgh's. Both of his fumbles occurred when he was scanning the field, unaware of the impending pressure. "They have a good pass rush and guys who can move," Jones said. "Knowing that, I've got to get the ball out." The Colts' 20 points tied their season low, with a significant portion of their 368 total yards coming late in the game when the outcome was already decided. Star running back Jonathan Taylor, who led the league in rushing, was held to a season-low 45 yards on 14 carries, proving to be a non-factor even in the first half. "I think when you take away the takeaways, we'll be moving the ball down the field and scoring a lot of points again," Steichen said. "I have a ton of faith in our offense, but here's a counterpoint. Can you really just take away the takeaways? Isn't forcing turnovers a key part of a good defensive strategy?" This brings up a fascinating question about evaluating offensive and defensive performance. Duggar digs in, a new face in the secondary. The Steelers entered the game with significant injuries in their secondary, missing 3 of their top 4 safeties. Enter Kyle Duggar, acquired in a trade with New England just days before the game. Duggar stepped in and started, finishing with 4 tackles. Coach Tomlin awarded him a game ball, highlighting his immediate impact. "We're running super thin, and that dude came in here, man, and gave us some quality work," Tomlin said. Injury report: Steelers. Veteran guard Isaac Seumalo re-aggravated a pectoral injury in the second half and did not return. He initially sustained the injury in the previous week's loss to Green Bay. Looking ahead, Colts travel to Berlin, Germany for an international game against the Atlanta Falcons. Steelers head to Los Angeles for a Sunday night showdown against the Chargers. So, what do you think? Was this victory a true testament to the Steelers' defensive prowess, or did Daniel Jones simply have a terrible game? And how much credit should Kyle Duggar receive for stepping in and contributing so quickly? Sound off in the comments below.